Good morning everybody and welcome to a warm and beautiful day at Kings Island. Day 2 here at the park. I had a lacklustre day yesterday, as you probably seen on the first vlog. Didn't do too much, I only got 4 rides in total. But it's a Sunday today, so it shouldn't be as busy, I hope anyway. And yeah, I'm going to try and do as much as I can. I will be starting off the same as I did yesterday, going over to Diamondback, Mystic Timbers, then going in sort of an anti-clockwise direction. I may miss out a couple of things here and there, but I'll try and get all of them done at some point anyway in the day. We've got Planet Snoopy and the 2 coasters, and you've got all sorts to do really. I missed it out. And behind me, I think it's in Vertigo, is actually testing, so is Windseeker, which probably going to get them missed, but yeah, it is what it is. Let's see how the day goes. It's a bit of deja vu, isn't it, for everyone? To start in the same way, but it's my favourite of the park, I think, so I might as well start the day like it. And I'm always going to show my real day, what I do. And it's a similar start. I do a lot of my park visits back at home, like 4 park on towers. I all start them in similar ways. But you'll definitely see more on this vlog today. I can already tell it's not going to be as busy. Well, let's hope it stays that way, because this queue yesterday this time was all the way back there, near a Planet Snoopy. So yeah, let's see if we can get multiple rides to start the day. Just in there testing as well. The weather's beautiful still. Yeah, fantastic. So it looks like they're doing block checks up there, because it just stopped. You had a train going down the brake road, and maybe they're doing block checks. I have seen that on other rides before, so it can look a bit alarming, can't it, to bystanders. Just thinking it's just got stuck, but most of the time, if they do it at this time in the morning, it is like block checks. I've seen on Millennium Force and others like that around the world, and that horn is for them starting the ride back up. And there we go. There we go. That's what it was. It was a check. So yeah. Should be opening on time in about a few minutes' time. I can't wait to get back on this. Great hypercoaster. So open a few minutes late, but that's not a big deal. Doing plenty of testing, as you just saw. So yeah, there's the big splash there. They do get actually a bit wet on that. It's not that like that fake splash you get on Shambhala or Ventura. I love that ride, but this one's the actual real splash. And when it comes into the station, you can see how soaked it is. You don't get too soaked, but it's enough to notice there. Yeah, here we are. There's the 3rd train on the brake run. It's good that they're operating with 3 trains still, even if it's not a sad day. So yeah, it should be on in a few minutes. So after 2 awesome rides on Diamondback there and 1 ride on Mystic Timbers, I'm finally going to go and get my first ride on the Beast. It's a very warm day again, and I can just see Mystic Timbers to my right. I wish there was a bit more chance to get an off-ride shots. I said this yesterday a number of times. Yeah, I wish Whitewater Canyon was open, I really wish it was open. But look at that hill there on Diamondback. Yeah, it's a bit deja vu for you guys. It's exactly the same start as yesterday, but yeah, I've got 3 rides in so far. Not been that long yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. In the helix, and then just before this splash down there. Here it comes. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, the Beast is just down here to the right. I can't believe I didn't know where it was to start. That's what a beginner is. Yeah, on Diamondback, you've got a back row in the middle of the train. And only on the back row really you get wet on there, because the seats are actually soaked. The person next to me, we're trying to wipe it down for some reason, but yeah, it is what it is. You don't expect to get wet on a coaster like this, but it's such a majestic beast. Yes, it doesn't run 100% smooth, but it's not rough. It's not rough at all. It's a very fun ride. This and Mystic Timbers, I've got a smile on my face the entire way around. Absolutely amazing. Beautiful. You can see there, onto the Beast. Here's the entrance to the Beast. I have actually got fast lane. I didn't actually tell you, I forgot. It's actually not a bad price. I think it was $85. Yes, that's kind of a bit expensive if you think about it, but and it's not going to be the busiest of days, but you do cut down on the line in terms of the amount of time you walk as well. And the rides will get busy during the days. I thought I might as well get it. It was a lot more expensive yesterday, and the fast lane queues were at least half an hour each, so I can just see through here the first lift hill. I think there's just through the middle of it, I think there's 2 lift hills on this if I remember correctly. And I'm not going to be able to get a night ride on this trip, but maybe another time. Yeah, the fast lane's I think down the exit, so I can't believe it's only a 5-minute wait. Although this building here is quite an eyesore, but it is what it is. You see Diamondback in the background there. Oh, that's a good photo opportunity. But yeah, let's get on the beach, shall we? Coming down the exit line now, you can see one of the trains stuck on the lift hill there. I don't know if I can get a better view. Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. It says a 5-minute wait, but the queue line goes all the way back here. So I zoomed in then, but the queue line goes all the way back there. Yeah, I can't wait to get on this. I've heard so much good stuff about this, even in the day. It's a much better night ride, I've been told as well. There you go. Yeah, I don't know too much about the layout, apart from it's a long ride. It's been retracked in spots as well, but I've not ridden the original tracked version, so let's go and see what it's like. Oh, look at this. Is this part of the Halloween event? I don't know. Yeah, here's one of those long break runs. You see these a lot on wooden coasters, especially the older ones. I think Blue Streak at Cedar Point's got one like that as well. I think at Kings Island, I think the Racer does. I'm not sure about the Racer here. You can see it's going slowly up the lift hill there. I don't know if that's part of the programming or not. I'll wait till I get on the ride. Yeah, here we are. Fast lane entrance. Only a couple minutes to walk down this path. But yeah, look at that. It's such an iconic structure, isn't it? Even for someone who's not ridden it like me. Definitely a bucket list coaster.
That all clear. Sending you out of here on the Diamondback. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Diamondback.
Wait a minute, this isn't the Diamondback. This is the Beast.
Yeah, I love the joking. That's pretty cool. Here's the second train.
Onboarding riders.
Yeah, train's quite far away, so yeah. I'm glad they got storage bins. Really good.
And bin number. Beast is absolutely awesome. It's not your conventional wooden coaster either, because there's a lot of straight sections, a lot of weird elements. Yes, it's quick, it's got 2 lift hills, but yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed that. The first half was my favourite half, because mainly it's been retracked, isn't it? I don't know what the original was like on the first half, but the second half on that was, it goes a bit jolty, a bit rough, but it wasn't too much. You want a bit like that on the wooden coaster. But yeah, that initial lift hill is so slow. I think it's for dispatch reasons, because they've got at least 3 trains on there, I think. So yeah, that's a weird quirk, isn't it? About 2/3 of the way up, it will start going a bit quicker. But yeah, after that you got a really good drop to your left, and after that, I think it's the second drop has most of the retrack. Yeah, it's very smooth. Even the rest of the non-track bits of the first half are really smooth. And those are straight sections. It's kind of weird, but I kind of like it because you're in the trees and you're weaving in and out of the trees, back at the back of the park. I do love that, and I love how quick it is as well. Those trains are fantastic. PTC, they do have seat belts on all the coasters here, which I really am not a massive fan of, but it doesn't really take away from it. I have my hands up. I don't know if you really get any airtime on it. I wasn't really noticing much on there, but after the second lift hill now, just as you go up the second lift hill, you're right in the middle of the woods, and then after a shallow left bank down into the second drop, it's like it's slanted to the left drop. It's kind of weird, so, but yeah, it's quite quirky, isn't it, the Beast? I really like it. It's really fun. Not one of my favourites in the world, but I can imagine that being great at night. Now I'm quickly moving on to Queen City Stutton Coaster. It did used to be called Backlot. I didn't actually mention that in the vlog yesterday. I got really confused with Flat Theatre for some reason. There's only 11:15, been an hour and a quarter. I've got 5 rides in total. Could have got a lot more, but I've been busy doing some pictures and stuff. But yeah, I don't think it's a long queue at all actually. Of course I got fast lane. I don't normally get a fast lane, but I just wanted to make sure I got all the credits. It's much less busy than yesterday, but I'd still rather not wait. Get as much as I can done in, and then I could really get on the re-rides later on. Yeah, I think this Queen City thing is it all to do with like the local area or something, the theming? I did see something about them renaming rides. I've been on the King's Dominion version. I don't know if they're exactly the same. Here we are. I think the one at King's Dominion was pretty shaky, quite rough actually. It doesn't look like it off ride, but we'll see what it's like. Yeah, shouldn't be long of a wait. I still look forward to getting on it, getting the credit. Yeah, and I do like the trains, they look pretty sporty.
Yeah, you got that music in the background, all the copyright stuff. But yeah, let's go on board, shall we? That was so much more comfortable than the King's Dominion version. It's really actually quite smooth. Yeah, and I didn't expect it because the one I did, obviously at King's Dominion, that was much rougher for some reason. I don't know if it's the wheels on it. The temperature's no different. It's still really warm now, so it can't be the temperature that was making it rough there. But yeah, it must just be run differently here. I don't know. Part of the same chain though. I don't know that the fence is so high here, but it is what it is. You got to ride the other side. Yeah, the operations are fantastic. I was on the front row there. I didn't actually pick it out. Luckily I got chose to go there. So the restraints are quite weird as well. They're quite bulky. You got like a barrel underneath your foot, well on top of your foot. But yeah, pretty nice that you come through that billboard over there. I do like it a lot. Yeah, it's a fun ride, especially the upward helixes there. I can't speak, can I? It's the warm weather. The upward helixes are really good. And you got a section just up here where we actually stopped briefly. I don't know if there was something wrong or it was part of the sequencing, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a good section. You got a lot more theming up there. You go down into like the dark section. I think it's helix, I'm not sure, because you do feel like you're going from side to side. But yeah, a lot of twisty sections. It runs very well. And I much prefer this version. It's actually a fun ride, and I just love how twisted and aggressive it is for such a small ride. Yeah, fantastic. I noticed just as I got into the park today that Windseeker is actually operating. At least I think it is anyway. It was testing, so is that a good sign it's going to open? I've not actually seen it go up the tower today, but I just presume it's going to open. You can see a bit more of that theming over there by Stun Coaster over there. You got the helicopter. I didn't mention that. Helicopter, you got these little towers there. What are they? I don't know what they are. Like water towers or some sort. I have no idea what I'm on about. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Even though it's industrial, it's got like, it's like a building, like what you would think is just a boring grey building. It's all part of the theme. It's supposed to be that industrial theme, isn't it? And I just love that helicopter. And those moments like that, I love those sort of moments on coasters. They're just so aggressive. It's why I like Mystic Timbers so much, because they're tight, twisty turns. It's just fantastic. My sort of ride that is. But yeah, over to Flight of Theatre. You can probably tell it's not that busy. These paths are packed yesterday around this time. It's 11:30 in the morning. Like I said, they could have done a lot more already, but I like to take pictures and videos, so yeah, I like that. I like that they got the Eiffel Tower in tow pretty form. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, over to Under the Racer first, then over to Flight of Theatre and Orion. I don't know if it's actually called anything in this area. Oh, quite loud. I have noticed that on all the rides. Yeah, I think it says Area 72. I didn't actually look at that yesterday, to be honest. So let's make our way into Area 72, Under the Racer, and get right on Flight of Theatre for the first time. And that beast over there, it's not one of my favourites, but it's still a majestic looking ride. I love looking at it. It's one of those rides I could just stand by the exit and watch people coming off, because it's, yeah, sometimes you just get rides like that. They're great to look at. Yeah, I think Giga Coasters are all like it, to be honest, no matter how it rides. Because Millennium Force is a great looking coaster, isn't it? Same with Theatre 325, and that angle there is perfect. There's not a lot of shade around this area. You've got a few sitting down areas around here, but there's not much. This does get quite hot, this area does, during the day. But yeah, this is notoriously a long queue for this. Every time I checked it, just out of interest as well as being here, it's always got one of the longest queues. Yeah, I think yesterday I had a 2.5 hour queue, maybe longer. Yeah, look at Orion. It may not be my favourite, I just love looking at it. What a beauty. With that blue track in the sunshine. It's a 50-minute queue for the main line. It said 80 for Mystic Timbers, and there was nowhere near. So, yeah, it's either 5 or 15. Can someone tell me what's the difference? I have no idea what the difference is. Yeah, let's go and fly up the air. It's right next to the lockers to Orion. really like the theming with Flight of Fit actually. It's the best themed coaster I think I've seen at a Cedar Fair park, or a Six Flags park I can call it now. But yeah, a really good theme, and into the main area before the badge, and you got all the lights, the flashing lights, you got the video screens. I think there's 2 or 3 or more than that maybe. It's basically the storyline, and I don't know what the storyline is, but it's all to do with space I think. And then you've got these stairs that go up into like a spaceship, which is really interesting. I just love how the lights flash around as well. We've got little bits of theming here and there. Thingy bits of newspaper, pictures of people, all sorts. It's kind of difficult to describe because I can't take you in there because you need locker for that one. People do take their phones in the queue, but I didn't really know how far I was going into the queue. And all sorts, I didn't know how long I was going to wait, so did I need my phone? I don't know, but yeah, going up into that spaceship, just as you get into the spaceship, it's where you scan the fast lane band, or you merge from the main queue, and then you go to the right, and then you go into the station. Then the station's got like those tank things on the walls. Have you seen Star Wars? When they have the Jedis in them, they've got like things in them that I don't know if they're people, but they're all along the wall of the station. That's really interesting. Then the ride itself reminds me of Rock and Roller Coaster. Like the launch is really punchy out of the station, and you got a number of inversions, loads of twists and turns inside the building. There's a lot more light in there than I thought it would be, which I kind of like. But I wish it was more light in terms of actual lights in there, not just because you can see more. It's a lot of jumble. It's a jumbled mess really, but it's fun. It's not rough or anything, but it's just nice and enjoyable, fun ride. I can see why it gets a long line, but I can't see why it's like other top of lines here at the park. Normally, like I said, they can get a really long line. But yeah, it's a fun ride. I'll probably give it a miss for the rest of the trip because the fast lane doesn't even move that quick. And it's quite a slow moving queue. I don't know how many trains they've got on the air, but yeah, it is what it is. But then after that, I did 2 rides on Orion. I stick with my opinion on that. It's too short. You get to the end on the brake run and it just ends. I know someone next to me was saying the same thing, which, yeah, it just ends. It's really fun ride. That's why I went on it twice, but and I'm going to go on it again multiple more times on the trip, but it just ends too soon. It needs at least 1,000 foot more track. It's the same length as Diamondback, give or take a few feet of things. So yeah, it's still a fun ride. 2 fun rides in Area 72. I'm going to go and get something to eat now because I've been neglecting that part of it really. I need to drink and eat more. Now it's time for another classic here at Kings Island. The Racer has got 2 sizes, as some people class this as 2 credits. I do, and some people don't, but it's alright. You can count what you like. You've got the blue and red side. I think they're both operating. I did see when I was on Orion, I looked over to my right and it did have both sides operating. And of course I got fast lane. I probably don't need to use this, but on this ride, but I thought I might as well. I might cut down a bit of walking time, so yeah. I don't know what side this is. I don't even if that's red or blue. I might wait a second actually. Oh, it's dispatching. No, it's red. Red Racer. There we go. It's red train. They're identical layouts. They're just mirrored. So technically they're kind of the same layout, but they're not really because they got like this turn, for example. That's different to that turn, even though that turn. So if you get what I mean, don't you? That's how I class it as 2 credits. But yeah, let's get on the race. I'm going to try. Actually, I don't know. I think I have to go down this side on the red Racer. I could skip through that. I had to go on blue, but yeah. Let's get on, shall we? Try and get both credits. And here we are. I was about to dispatch. There is a lot of music in the background, so I have to talk over it. Yeah, they have to sync up both trains, otherwise they can't dispatch. So these guys have been waiting about a minute. As you can see over there, you got another side. You can pick which side you like. As soon as they let you in, you can just go to which one you like. Both sides of that were very good. The race is such a classic, isn't it, among enthusiasts? I think among the general public, it can be popular, but today it doesn't look too popular. The queue lines are only just back there, and then up to the ramp to the station. But yeah, it's really nice and enjoyable. They're both mirrored, of course. One goes one side, one goes the other at the end of the layout. Loads of, like, I say at a time hills, there are loads of hills, a turn around the section, and a really long brake run that doesn't brake until right at the end. Yeah, it's a classic wooden coaster. It's a bit like the Beast in terms of some of its features. Obviously nowhere near as aggressive, big, or has all the elements that does. But this one is obviously a version of it at Kings Dominion that I've done before, and I've only done one side of that. But yeah, overall it's really nice, and it's actually very smooth. You can see a lot of work been done on it. In fact, it might be too smooth, because on the first go on the red side, it was, I think, too smooth because a lot of the track was redone. And I mean, I get it, that's the whole point of retracking, is to make it smoother, but yeah, it's kind of weird how smooth that is for a wooden coaster. Even I am expecting it to be a bit rougher than that. And I did purposely sit on the blue train. I sat in the middle row just to get on the wheel seat. But yeah, it's interesting how smooth it is. It kind of is a letdown really in that regard. Normally you want like a steel coaster to be really smooth, but that, seeing this as a wooden coaster, you want it to be a bit shaky. And yes, it is a bit more shaky with the middle row of each car, but it's still not that jolty, I don't think. But it's a nice, enjoyable experience for me. Some people might not like that, but I quite like it. It's just it just sounds enough like a wooden coaster, and just feels enough like a wooden coaster to be really good. I really enjoyed both sides. Probably give it another go later on. I wouldn't rush around to keep doing it over and over, but yeah, really fun. The racer, blue and red. Now it's time for a good old classic aerodynamics mine train. These are normally really good. They can be quite janky, quite rough, but you kind of expect that of a mine train. But yeah, I love this logo. This is for a mine train, for crying out loud. Probably one of the best I've seen. You'd expect that with something on one of their signature rides or something, but yeah. I'm not sure the queue's too long, but of course I've got a fast lane, so I'm going to make my way down here. I don't even know anything about this one, if I'm being honest. I didn't even know it was here. I knew a lot of the credits to get, but this one is one of those credits you don't really think about. When you go for the major ones over there, you can see it right hiding there, right there. Yeah, let's get on board, shall we? You've got some nice signs here as well, which is nice to see. Yeah, I wasn't even paying attention to that as I walked through the queue. Some nice theming here. We're in the station already. Yeah, it seemed quite a long way actually. Yeah, I look forward to getting on this one. Some nice theming here. Some writing on the wall. Just something to look at. Even if you don't know the true meaning behind it, it's always nice to have something. Yeah, lovely to see. From Mine Train, that is. Great, even got the logos here. Fantastic. You know what, Adventure Express is really interesting. It's obviously not a great ride overall, but it's really interesting. You leave the station, you make a little drop to the right, like a pre-lift section. I thought initially it's one of those rides where it'll start higher up and then go around the rest of the layout without needing a lift. But you have a long layout for the first lift, and initially there was an indoor section where I thought it was going to be themed. As soon as we entered it, I initially thought it's going to be a great themed experience, but no. We quickly went through it, turned left, up into the first lift, then after that, there's a few turns and drops and twists, what you would expect with a mine train. And then yeah, you go up your second lift, which is really interesting. The second lift actually has got that, those characters to the side and the one right at the top of the lift with their arms that move. Left and right, that's or up and down, sorry. Yeah, that's really good, nice little touch. And I thought that'd be another drop also, or some few more turns for the station, but you literally get to the top of that lift and you're in the station when you turn right. So yeah, you can see the station right down there. The main queue walks all the way down here. All the way down here. It's probably about a 15 to 20 minute wait if I had to guess. But yeah, I still can't get over how good this sign is. You know me and my signs. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, Adventure Express is part of the new themed area of Kings Island from 2 years ago, Adventure Port. Of course, Adventure Express isn't new, it's just had some theming enhancements. Like, it might have been the ones that I mentioned up the second left. We've also got a Soul Spin right next door to it, the Zampa Endeavour. It's very similar to an Enterprise that we have back at home, we used to have back home at Alton Towers, or at Fort Park, Zodiac at Fort Park, or I don't know any in America really, but you'd have to name a few. But yeah, it looks very interesting. It's not like the traditional Enterprises though, where you don't have restraints. This one does have restraints. You can see the over-the-head shoulder restraints. I'm not a massive fan of them, but on this ride you need it because you're spinning up at an angle, so yeah, it's kind of needed. It's nice and fresh. It is 2 years old, so it's not brand new, but it's new to me, so I remember when they were building this,
Of course, I've not been here before this trip, but I remember them building it, introducing it. I like touches like this around the park. It's not much, but it's something, isn't it? It's always something to look at. You know, or you're not bored. It's just not a concrete slab, is it? You've got something on there. It may be an amusement park, but it has got theming elements around it. Some nice open areas here. You've got delirium down there. Some nice food and drink over there. Loads of shade over there. This is quite open, but yeah, you have got opportunities to go and sit down. Yeah, and you get nice views of Banshee. I love that drop. I love how on this one it hasn't got a pre-drop. That's really interesting. And then you got Cargo Loco, which is basically a glorified teacups. I think they're cane sugar barrels. Yeah, if you know me, you know I'm not a massive fan of teacups. Even when you're not spinning them, I do get a bit nauseous, so I tend not to do the ride, so I tend to just give it a miss. But yeah, look at that. Just look at the theming. This is a small flat ride. Some of the best theming in the park. Yeah, I really appreciate the park doing that. Yes, it's an amusement park, but people still appreciate the theming. And it's got a short enough queue. I was kind of expecting the rides to get more busy the further I get down to the front of the park. But yeah, let's go and get Banshee another ride. I've only had one ride on it this trip so far. Yeah, there's the Adventure Port sign there. It's really nice actually. I wish it was a bit 3D, but it can't have been too expensive to build this land, to be honest. And look at this view. Look at that view. Oh wow. Yeah, I love that. And you got water here. There is actually a bit of water in the park. A fountain package right over there. You got a pirate ship to the right. I'll probably give that a miss. Yeah, Adventure Port. It's a nice little area. And here we are at Banshee again. I really want to see if I like it more this time. I only did it once yesterday, but it's such an impressive looking ride, isn't it? Like a run, I've done a good job here at Kings Island with the looks of their rides. They do a lot of their rides, they look great appearance-wise, but I wasn't a massive fan of how this rode yesterday. It wasn't very comfortable in terms of restraints and how I was riding. Maybe it's because I was on the front row, on the outside seat, I don't know, but there it's going up the lift hill again. But that sign is absolutely amazing. Big 3D sign. Up through the loop there, it's a gigantic vertical loop. I think in the fast lane it's quite long on this one. Yeah, I think it says 5 minutes. It looks longer than that though. Here we go. No pre-lift. On level 1 there's no pre-lift. Alright, the sun's in my eyes. Beautiful. And then most of the letouts over there. Let's hope it rides a bit better this time. Yeah, I'm still not a massive fan of it. I got a back row ride on the outside seat. I couldn't pick or seal on it because, well, unless there are some on it, but it's a bit awkward asking people next to me. But I got the outside seat at the back, and yeah, it's not running great on the rails. It's just not good. It looks impressive off ride. You want it to be really good, but it's far from the smoothest ride ever. It vibrates heavily through your body. You just feel it. And I found most of the time during that ride, I was trying to brace myself like into the restraint, and I kind of wanted the vest restraints at that time because even though I prefer the normal, the old traditional restraints on B&Ms that you get on the dive coasters, the other inverts, like the ones, the other over the shoulder restraints. Yeah. Their vests are needed on it, and not for the reason you think either. It's just to support me during the ride because it's so shaky. It doesn't run that smoothly. It's just vibration is the big word for that ride. It's such a shame because it looks so impressive off ride that I want it to be good. I heard so much about it. I heard a lot of good things about it. I've heard a few bad things about it, but mostly good. And
It's nowhere near what I expected it to be. It's not that great. I prefer basically every other invert to it, including the Batman. I've done it 6 like Magic Mountain Inzo, and that says something, because this looks great, and that's very intense. So yeah, on to the next ride now. I'm probably going to do the Bat. That hasn't got a fast pass, that one, so, and you can't see the queue from up in the Banshee area, so it might be a long one. So yeah, Adventure Port's up that way, and the exit and the entrance to Banshee around here. You actually exit out of here, just underneath the station itself, and you come all the way down here to the Bat. And you can't really see any of the layout apart from outside the park. I mean, you might be able to see a couple of bits of it if you look carefully from inside, but yeah, there's a long walk down here. You can go down the exit path there, just to have a gauge of what it looks like, just to see what it looks like. But, yeah, I'm going to walk down here. If it's too long of a queue, I'm not going to bother. Even though it's a classic, well, maybe I should just stick out really. I can queue, because I did it yesterday. I just wanted to get as much as I can done today, because it was a last minute purchase, that fast lane. I don't know how long it'll be before I'm back at Kings Island. Maybe they get something in that Vortex plot, maybe something major. I'm hoping it's an Intamin multi-launch or an RMC. I just want another RMC. Just something new, brand new would be nice. Yeah, it's a long way back to the ride. I do love these suspended coasters. Vekoma did a good job with these. Some of them have got the new trains, some of them have got the older trains, like the back style trains. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this, walking all this way, but yeah, that's interesting. Giant US flag. I love how patriotic they are over here. I say Vekoma is actually aerodynamic, isn't it? It completely ignores everything I said. What I'm thinking Vekoma is because Vampire Back Home in Chessington World of Adventures has Vekoma trains now, doesn't it? It doesn't have the original back style trains, so the original trains where you're actually sitting in like a vehicle. Like the one that on Iron Dragon at Cedar Point. That's an example. I'm not sure what trains these have got, or this has got. You can see some of that out, so I'll try and get some off-ride shots when they get off the ride. Yeah, entrance and exit sign, yeah. It's all in the trees here. I do like it. A bit like the Beast. Oh, the ride's not. I'm not sure you can see, but sorry about the quality as well, but you can see the trains just here. See at the end of my finger there? I think it's the original trains, like the ones on the Iron Dragon. Yeah, I look forward to this. These are really fun. I love how you swing out, in and out on the track. It's so cool. Yeah, I look forward to this one. These are classics. They're such fun rides. It is. I can see why people wouldn't want to ride it, because it's such a way out there in the park. It's a long walk. It's down there. You can see the park goes all the way back there. I think that's the exit right there. Yeah, pretty interesting location for it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'll start with the lift hill. You go up a normal lift hill, then when you get up to the top, you can see the Great Wolf Lodge. I thought everything was going to be in the trees, and it looks like it is from here. Most of it is, yeah, don't get me wrong, I love that part, but I don't like how exposed the top of the lift hill is over there. You can just see the top. Yeah, you can see the Great Wolf Lodge Hotel over the other side of the park, just outside. Yeah, it's a nice looking hotel, but it just seems out of place really. Well, there's not many trees around there. Maybe they're doing some expansion of some sort. I know this is the Son of Beast area, which was down there, where Banshee is, just down there. Yeah, he's coming again. Yeah, it's a really fun ride. It does swing a lot after the first drop. The first drop's just before where the train is now. Then you got another drop here. That's the second drop into a few turns. And this is where it does swing a lot. Like, I love it when it swings really far out to the side. Yes, it's a short layout as well. There's a few turns down there in the valley. And you got a couple more here. Now, I always find it fun when you go back into the brake run. Yes, he's really sharp. That's not great, but you kind of expect it. But I like how he just really swings left to right, then stops on the dime. It's quite fun. But yeah, it's really hot today. Really, really warm. That's a really good ride. It's a shame there wasn't any fast lane, but you can't have everything in the world, can you? Yeah, it looks good, the ride. I like how it's woven in between the trees. Like it goes in between the trees, down in the valley, down there. Yeah, it's really interesting ride. But yeah, I don't like the lift hill over that area over there. It's a really slow lift hill too. The station is not great. It's really industrial. No real theming down there. Probably just seen a couple of clips of it. Yeah, I've only got 2 trains on there, but yeah, sure let out, fun ride the bat. And it's a classic. I do love suspended coasters. It has those trains that I was on about, the traditional trains. It's kind of be a bit awkward to get in and out of, but it's fine. But yeah, the bat, probably going to be one and done maybe. Maybe get another go today, maybe another go on my last day tomorrow. But yeah, fun ride. There's some cow pen here. I was wondering if that's for the the old queue maybe for the ride. You can see the exit area that I've just come down, that viewing area I've just talked about the ride from. Yeah, and there's the main queue there, and this is where you exit. I'm really interested to see if that was for the old queue. Sorry, they did have an old queue, because it does seem like it's set up for a ride. Was there a flat ride there? I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a bit out of the way, as you can see. You've got to walk all the way up here. Yeah, I can see that area being redeveloped in the future. Yes, it's a classic, and I don't want to see parks get rid of classics, but you know what parks like these days, companies, Six Flags or Cedar Fair, whatever you want to call them, you know what companies can be like. They can remove classics. I can definitely see that going. But yeah, is that the old Son of B station? Is that the old Son of B station? You can correct me if I'm wrong, everyone, but it looks like there's some wooden track there. That was the infamous one with the loop. Had that incident. I won't talk any more about it here, but yeah, everyone wants an RMC Son of Beast, don't they? At least a lot of the enthusiasts do. And then you can see Banshee in the distance, which runs through the area where that used to be. So yeah, a lot of walking at Kings Island, but if you want to do a lot, that's what you got to do. Oh, and this is interesting too. This might be the exit to Son of Beast. I'm just guessing now, but yeah, it does lead up to that area. There's a lot of walking paths down there as well, where I didn't notice. Yeah, it's all still here. Are they going to reuse some of it, maybe? You'd think they'd reuse it. They're just going to leave it for many years. Why not just reuse it? Get an RMC in there, go on. They may not be the most reliable rides in the world, but you can get creative, can't you? RMC are good at that. To get the teams working together. Get an RMC, maybe an Intamin multi-launch, but they have got 2 plots. I say 2 plots. I don't know if there is a plot here, but they got this stuff here. They got the infrastructure, haven't they? Yes, it looks old and tattered, but they can work around that. They can make it better. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do in the future here. And the drop tower's open. No, thank you. I probably would go on that with someone else, but no, it just makes my tummy go a bit queasy. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of them. I would go on them, but I really have to be in the right frame of mind. Like, I could have gone on it today, but all of a sudden I could just switch and just want to go on the drop tower, but no. It's just how it's so slow up to the top. It's such a high ride. It's the same with the Windseekers. I did Hurricane Condor as well. That's a drop tower at Port Ventura many years ago. I was, you know what I want to say. Myself, basically. Yeah. With the Sky Coaster gone, there's a bit of a weird plot there. Are they putting more flat rides in there? They're probably going to put carnival games, aren't they? No, not luck. Yeah, there's the entrance to the Baggin. Yeah. It feels very empty, this area. They need something here. And over here at Vertigo, here at Kings Island, they have the Cobra suspended boomerang. I think this is the only one left in the country, actually, the only one left in the US. Yeah, I've never done one of these before, so I look forward to it in that regard, but also, this does look like a rough machine, doesn't it? Just gives off that look, really, with that old school Vekoma track. You know, I've done, I think I've done one Vekoma boomerang, the traditional sit-down one. I think that was Flying Cobras at Carrollton's. In fact, it is that. I don't think it's definitely that. Yeah. Gonna get the credit, might as well. It's probably gonna be one and done, unless it's really smooth, but I hardly doubt that. But I'm willing to be proved wrong. It doesn't look like the operations are that good. Of course, it's only got 1 train, so... Yeah, the fast lane's down here. And then the main queue's over there, so the main queue's much longer. And you got Congo, the calm water right over there. We'll talk about that after I get off, but that's not open, it's just testing. Okay, that wasn't actually that bad then. It wasn't too rough. It's not 100% glossy smooth. In fact, it wasn't rough at all, if I'm being honest. I went into that thinking it was going to be extremely rough, but it's not. You look at that track and think, yes, it probably will be quite rough, but no, I was pleasantly surprised. I quite enjoyed it, actually. A fun ride. Look, I went backwards first as well, because you do have the seats facing towards each other as well, which is quite interesting. I've never done a ride like that, and I went backwards first. Quite intense. I've not been on that many intense rides really that go backwards, so I've not really got any comparison, but yeah, that's one of them. And yeah, I'm not going to rush on to do it again. As much as I think it was a fun ride, the queue's quite long, and even in the fast lane, that does move pretty slowly. It's only a one train service, of course. You're not going to fit 2 trains on there, so yeah, it's a fun ride. And I'm just here looking at this view here over to Orion. Not actually showing you the ride again that I was just on. Yeah, it's a really nice view here. I've not walked down this path, I don't think, yet. There is another path down the right there, down there by Vertigo that goes to the entrance. Yeah. I do have moments like this where I'll just stand and watch, absorb the atmosphere. I think you've got some geese down here. Are they geese? I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that was a fun ride. We are now here in Planet Snoopy. Get time to get on Woodstock Express. I have done one of these before. They do use that netting quite often. I quite like it. There's one I've done before. It is sort of the same type. This is a wooden coaster. I've done one like was it King's Dominion? They got a wooden coaster called Woodstock Express as well. But they do use this name for other rides. Oh, they have got that little is it Vekoma? Cedar Point, the little Woodstock Express there. They do use that name quite a lot. So yeah, let's go on board this and try to remember what it was like, because I think it was fun at King's Dominion, I'm not sure. After a fun ride on Woodstock Express there, we're here at the other rides in the area. We've got, I think it's called Woodstock's Air Rail, and you've got Snoopy's Soapbox Racer, or Racers, my bad. But yeah, the one on the left there, that's actually, is it re-theme, or I know it's been painted at least. It looked brand new. When I walked through the area yesterday, I initially thought it was brand new. But this one on the right is the one, is the new one. That was opened last year in May, so about a year old. Coming up to, yeah. It's nice that our park has family coasters and family rides. This area, Planet Snoopy, also has Boo Blasters on the other side of the area. So I'll try and give that a go after these rides. Yeah, I think these have got a fast track, so I'll go and have a look. Looking forward to these. I'm really sorry about Albert A not having too many face-to-camera moments for the vlog. I'm just not feeling that great in terms of filming in front of people, so yeah, I may do a bit more later on in the day, but yeah. Snoopy's Soapbox Races is actually really fun, because the train, I don't know if I can get a close up, as each individual car on the train is themed. You can maybe be able to slow it down maybe as it goes down past here. Yeah, you can't really see much, but yeah, each train, well, I say each train, it only has one train. They're all individually painted, which is really nice. One has little leaves on, all different colours, nice and bright, it fits the family theme great. And it's just like a standard Vekoma family boomerang. I did have a pair of screaming people behind me that are constantly, it was the obnoxious kind of screaming that was put on. But yeah, I went straight over to this, Woodstock's Air Rail. And that runs like doo-doo, basically. That's the safe word to use. Doesn't run very well, it shuffles side to side like this, constantly. Especially around the right at the end, before the brake run. I mean, it looks good off-ride, but it runs awful. Absolutely awful. And luckily the restraints are quite wide, you may be able to see. The over-the-shoulder restraint's got the handlebars. Yeah, the handlebars are quite far apart over your shoulders, so it's not too much head banging. If they were closer together like a traditional SLC, then yeah, that'd be a big head banger. And I can't believe it's in this area because wouldn't it hurt your kid? It's not that great. Here we are, finally getting on a water ride. I have no idea what this is about. I say that, it's a water ride, isn't it? But it looks very well themed on the exterior, so I'm hoping the indoor parts are alright. I take it there's some indoor parts. Yeah, you can see this quite exposed on the exterior. The trough is anyway, so yeah, I look forward to getting on this one. I've not been on the water ride this trip, so the other two have been closed. Charlie Brown's Rushing River log ride, it's nothing special there. I thought he'd have a load of interior sittings, but it's just a station building, you see there really. And you make a left turn, up a left hill, a little drop, and there's a lot of just going around meandering. Not many drops, you've got that last drop at the end there. And the wettest you get on the ride is right here. That's the wettest you get on this ride. Yeah, nothing special, but it's for the families, it's for the kids. But yeah, going by that, it is quite a good ride. Remember everyone, hydrate during the day and eat properly. I don't do that enough at these theme parks. Just had a little sit down right at the entrance, not far from the Eiffel Tower here. This beautiful entrance way down here. It's basically their sort of main street, isn't it? The sun can be such a nuisance, can't it, like in that shot. And I think that's open actually, but I just haven't got the courage to go up there. Maybe tomorrow off camera on my last day, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more re-rides. I have done some more off camera, like a couple on Mystic Timbers, I can't remember. I've done at least one on Mystic Timbers and Diamondback, other than the ones this morning. And just generally absorb the atmosphere. I've done so much more with Fast Pass, it's so worth it. It looks like a big purchase. I think it's $85. I brought it this morning before I got to the park, but the amount I've done, it's definitely worth it. It wouldn't have been worth it yesterday. But yeah, I'm going to make my way to Orion. Then what else? I don't know. Then I'm going to try and get Diamondback and Mystic Timbers again before I leave the park, because they're my favourites. Well, I don't mind ending on Orion, but I normally prefer just to go on something to end the day that I really like. And of course, my last day at the park will be off camera, so you won't see that. I haven't done the car ride down there by Winseeker. I might do that in this vlog, I'm not sure. I've only got an hour left, it's 6 o'clock. The park shuts at 7, so yeah. No night ride, I just didn't get a beast night ride, but it is what it is. But look at that. The sun's in my eyes. This is one of those great views of Orion. Look at that. Such a beauty of a ride. And like I said, it's not one of my favourites, but it's still a great ride to go on. It's still a fun ride. And that's why I still go on it. It's re-rideable, very re-rideable, like a lot of these B&M Hypers and Gigas. Yeah, beautiful. After a wonderful ride there on Diamondback and Mystic Timbers before it, that's my 2 days at Kings Island done. Well, 2 vlogs at Kings Island done anyway. I've still got one more day tomorrow to take some pictures, get some more memories, document it in. But yeah, I've really enjoyed myself at the park for the last 2 days, and I hope you've enjoyed the content I've provided. It's been a really good 2 days of riding, especially today, because I've done a lot more today. I got fast lane last second. It's $85. You would think that's a lot of money, and it is still a lot of people, and it still is to me, but you got to think about what you could do. The rides weren't too busy, but they weren't too light on crowds. They're about what I don't know if you class it as busy, but yeah, it was just enough that I think fast lane was worth it, and I got a lot done today, approaching 30 rides. Obviously not different rides, but some of them are multiple during the day, like Mystic Timbers, Orion, Diamondback. My 2 highlights of the park are Diamondback and Mystic Timbers. Diamondback is full of so much flow to air time. It's not 100% glossy smooth, and I was kind of expecting it actually, because I've heard some stories about it not being completely smooth, but it's not uncomfortable, it's not rough, and I've really enjoyed it. It's one of my favourite coasters. I don't know if it'd be top 10. I was going to do a coaster ranking, but yeah, Mystic Timbers and Diamondback would be up there, but was going to do that. Mystic Timbers is so aggressive, Diamondback is very graceful, same with Orion. I really do like Orion, it's very rideable, but it's too short. It needs about 1,000 foot, maybe 1,500 foot more. It's similar length to Diamondback, and I don't think that's acceptable really. Yes, it's a good coaster for the general public and people love it, but I'm a picky enthusiast. I want more. But yeah, I've had a great 2 days. I think I've done all the credits. It's just Pumpkin Coaster I've not done in Planet Snoopy, or Camp Snoopy, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, overall a fantastic 2 days. I hope you enjoyed everything. Have a good day everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.